Alrighty, hello every folks, and good morning. Welcome to a new challenge run here today. This is apparently a challenge run that people used to do for Final Fantasy One back in the day. And yeah, I was talking about how this game would seems like it would be a lot of fun if you basically went through the entire game without using, the thing that it's named after, namely the Tower of Scarmonde or any of its towns. And so, as a result, somebody was throwing out this living off the land challenge, and the rules are a little bit as follows. Basically, if you end up dying at any point, that's just kind of the end of your run. But you got to get through the whole thing without using any kind of shops or towns, basically any kind of infrastructure, or live off the land, as it will. And it's especially interesting here because we have a custom party at the very start, on top of the fact that everybody basically starts off naked, so we kind of have to scavenge our equipment. Okay, so right from the get-go here, I have a random number generator going on in the background, and that's how we're going to go ahead and generate our team. So I'm probably going to do these in chunks of like 20 minutes or so. Today is a little bit more on the limited side because, holiday stuff and whatever else. But either way, yeah, the premise of this game is relatively simple. You are supposed to go gather these treasures, and supposedly good things happen. I'm sure they will. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. Or perhaps, as it says. So I've got a random number generator up in the background. Now, there's technically 13 things that you can have in any given slot. One of the 12 classes, as well as, obviously, just nothing. So, we start off as this happy little blue dot, and I'm going to count them as follows. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, you get the idea. And they're going to go down, so let's see, random number generator. Generate me a number. 4. So what's 4? So it looks like we are starting off with, what are you, a mage? So fearsome spellcasters capable of learning greatest magic, black magics. Can only equip light armor and basic weaponry. Would you like to take on the power of this class? Yes. I guess they're going to be our first dude, and this is going to be Edgemore. He looks pretty darn edgy. It kind of looks like a weird Sephiroth-y vibes off of this guy. Anyway, so this is going to be Edgemore. Now, let's see what else we got here. So next random number is 6. Tell me what is number 6. Oh, we get the Monk. Okay, so Monk is basically a hand-to-hand fighter. Now, again with the light armor. Hopefully we get somebody with heavy armor. Anyways, healing and mighty magic, which, by the way, mighty is divine, basically. Would you like to take on the power of this class? Let's go ahead and put him in the second. And we'll go ahead and probably call him Eggman then. I was regretting not doing that the first time. Not that you can't rename them, but either way, it is what it is. Dude totally looks like Robotnik. Next we get number 10. So that would be Dagar, interestingly enough. Apparently this party's gonna look relatively similar to the one that I started the first one with. Okay. So let's go ahead and what are we going to go with this guy? Probably Divold. Let's go ahead and put him as Divold. I just noticed I accidentally overwrote my first one. Whoops. How do I go back? Well, we're going to have to rename him. Yes, this is what we're rocking with. Let's go ahead and see what we do. Are you sure you want to proceed without a full party? Number generator says yes. Let's do this thing. Oh, this is going to end pretty much immediately, isn't it? Alright. So. Nice. Okay. So, here is the town of Scarmonde. We will not be talking with anyone here or doing anything here. I'm trying to think, do we actually need to talk to NPCs? I don't know. Also, let's go ahead and fix... Here, first of all, let's go ahead and save. Go ahead and save it on a new save file. I just want to say I appreciate the little quality of life note that they did here, that it always switches over to a new save game file. I specifically want to put this here because as much as I love Tactics Ogre Reborn, it's one of those weird things that whenever you start a speedrun, there's a chance you'll overwrite your most recent save because that's what it defaults to. Anyway, let's go ahead and change our formation here real quick to make sure that this guy is actually at the end. And let's go ahead and take a look at everybody's status here because I actually don't know what the mage is all about. So let's see, aggro 40%. What is your aggro? Do we have to... Yeah, aggro 150%, so that's good. So he's going to be a bit more likely to be tanking. Okay, so everybody will hopefully be protecting their wizard here. Gold plus 10. This is completely worthless to us. I probably should just remember to not get those chests whatsoever. Now, what's interesting about this is we're extremely limited in terms of our healing at the moment. Namely, it barely exists. So the only one that can effectively heal is going to be the Duskar with his heals over there. So you go ahead and guard, you go ahead and attack, and you go ahead and attack. And I'm thinking main way we'll be able to probably be able to sustain ourselves at the moment is we're probably going to have most of our attacks coming from the Duskar there. And then we'll get some MP back from guarding and such. So for now, just go ahead and overwhelm this guy. Probably shouldn't have taken that that hit on the mage there, but it is what it is. Anyways, we got a wooden shield. Let's go ahead and equip that on you at the moment. No, he can't equip it. Cool. Nobody can equip it, in fact. Cool. So let's see, what kind of slots are we working with? So weapon head, triple relics, so he's very limited on equipment. He's got the double glove slots, he's got triple relics and no shield. So yeah, shield's totally worthless to us. Fantastic. Alright, let's go ahead and see for what kind of stuff we can learn. I know the monk can learn some healing, so let's see here. Can we learn any of that yet? So recover... Yeah, we can get Recover, we can get Fairy Light. I'm thinking Fairy Light is probably going to be the more efficient of those options, but we can learn both. So we get some Recovery right away, and let's go ahead and use that on you, and use that on you, because quite frankly, we have no way to actually get any of that back. So, again, remember that this is ostensibly an Iron Man run, so he has to guard in order to get that MP back, but we've got mechanics. We've got ways to make this happen. Probably want to get some AoEs going on this mage. You go ahead and guard to get our magic back. Alright. You're going to go after him. As soon as we get some better weapons on the Duskar, that'll probably... Oh, cool. Thanks. I appreciate that. Wow, cool. Thanks, guys. Oh, shoot. Hold on, I just remembered. I'm forgetting a mechanic here, actually. So, Eggman can't actually recover MP yet. It's every 7 MP that they can actually recover something. So we're going to try to get some levels for the time being. I think escaping is probably just going to get the party killed, so just overall aggression seems to be like the name of the game here. So it's every 7 MP that you can recover. So, first of all, you go ahead and use what's left of your MP to go heal him back up to full. We'll figure out how to deal with that over time. How much does your MP plus cost? A lot. So if we can get anything to improve his MP, that will help quite a bit. So every 7 MP, guarding will let you recover 1 MP. So our mage is able to recover a little bit. The Duskar is able to recover a little bit. Let's see, what can you learn, though? Get some fireballs, get some icicles. Although, if we can get a AoE going, that would help out quite a bit. Let's see, these are 5, these are pretty cheap. No Sight is going to be pretty useful, so we're going to pick up that first, and then if we can pick up one of these ones, I'm thinking Snowstorm, because I know at least the second area has a lot of units that are weak to ice. Alright, what's this got? Short Sword, okay, go and put that on Monsieur Duskar. He can't, actually. Cool. I don't suppose you... Okay, cool. So we're just going to get all equipment that doesn't benefit anyone down here. Yeah, I forgot he's heavy weapons only, so that's a start. It is certainly the startest of starts. So you go ahead and hit this guy. So the reason we picked up No Sight is actually because as soon as we can get some additional MP going on anyone that can heal, either Hold or No Sight can potentially allow us the ability to recover. So as we stand right now, just disabling somebody's vision should be enough to keep us relatively safe. So that should be good there, and additionally we'll end up picking up healing herbs and stuff as we carry along. So for the time being, just use one of these just to make sure he doesn't get knocked out, because we don't get any revives for a while. Alright, let's see. What's this like? Alright, you go ahead and Snowstorm this bunch. You can't do much of anything, so just punch, and then you hit. See what we're working with there. Alright, pretty decent. And we might be able just to level up. Alright, sorry, just checking something real quick, and let's go ahead and get back to it. Yeah, despite the fact that the monk is listed as a kind of, fist weapon specialist, he does have actual fist weapons. So currently he is under-equipped, as it were. And most of this equipment down here probably won't benefit us very much. I know there is some armor, and I think some Scarmonde shoes over here somewhere. That would be pretty beneficial. That looks like an armor box. Yeah, Scarmonde shoes, there we go. Let's probably pop them suckers on you, I'm thinking, because a little bit of evasion, a little bit of extra speed doesn't hurt. And other than that, we're just, again, trying to get past this main area, and as long as we can get a hold of some kind of means of recovery, then we can do something. So hopefully Snowstorm is going to be the key to doing that. I'm thinking the next thing that we can pick up whenever we pick up the next blue chest is probably going to be to pick up Hold. Use that on Warlocks, because I know that works on them. So we can just kind of pin them down, and that's our first death. Okay, cool. I think there... Actually, come to think of it, I think there is a Divine Dew somewhere in here. Alright, well, we'll see about picking that up. Unless we did already. No, we just got those. Alright, let's see. I don't think... Let's see, when does he get Life Giver? Life Giver is a pretty big expense, so we don't have it yet. Not that he has the MP to use it anyway. Yeah, MP to next level is pretty high at the moment. Magic potions and such probably would be enough to let the wizard handle a lot of the fighting. Dagar will get even more behind than he already is, but what can you do? Alright, let's see. And if you're thinking like just escape, it doesn't always work, and if we don't escape, then things go badly, so that wouldn't be great. Anyway, let's see. This way is not going to be the way we want to go anyway. Up there is... But in order to get there, you got to open this up. And unfortunately, in order to get over there, we got to go a few other ways. So for the time being, we don't want to take... Well, maybe we do want to take that top left one. Alright, whatever. We'll just try escaping for the time being. Although if he countered already, you know what? Let's go for the Snowstorm, go for the attack. Probably might get a little bit better results here. There we are. Now, as far as their passives go, I don't really know what these guys are up to. But we'll go ahead and use some of those healing herbs to top off for the time being. I don't think we have any modifiers yet on what our healing items actually do. So we'll see if we get some of those later. Is there anything down here? Actually, yeah, we do need that chest, so that's something. Right. Well, blind that guy, and... See if we can get a bit more experience going. It's probably a terrible idea, to be honest. But I guess we'll see. Main thing is if we can get him over 8 MP, then we can suddenly have a recovery move, which gives us a lot more potential, and if there's potentially... I don't think there's... I want to say there's like maybe 40 or so of the blue orbs for the low-level skills here. So maybe we can get somewhere with that. Not sure, I guess we'll find out. Alright. There we go, he gets 1 extra MP. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit of a while. Good to know. Alright, 10 orbs. What does that give us here? What can we potentially learn? An explosion, which you can't really learn anything for anyway. And again, for this one... Yeah, we can't even get 2s, so that wouldn't necessarily help us much. Alright, what about you? Is there anything in the level 1 category? Mind Break, Shatter, Curse, Hold. I mean, Hold is really going to be the main one, but we're 1 away from making that happen. Probably should have just gotten that in the first place, to be completely blunt. But oh well, mistakes will happen. Anyway, we live, we learn, and eventually, you know, eventually we'll get there. So, alright, you go ahead and guard. At least you can get MP back for the time being. We'll see if it's going to be enough to get one of these back. He currently has to guard for 2 turns. Although, interestingly, he does have a counterattack rate. I actually didn't know that he had that. I guess it's because he's guarding at the moment. I don't know if that guarantees counterattacks or not. My first team was very non-guard friendly, so yeah, that's actually working out pretty decently well. Alright, so he's got enough for one AoE for the time being. That's something. Going into that next fight, if any of these end up dropping one blue orb, that would be enough to pick up hold. It's going to be a 1 MP cost move. Hey, Divine Dew, there we go. That's exactly what we needed. So that'll get our dude back. Please suck less, Mr. Divold. Thank you. And this is going to start wearing down on our items pretty darn quick, but hopefully we'll make it. Alright. So first things first, I think it's time to start spending a little bit of those magic potions here. To try to get a little bit of extra progress going. Because I'm thinking to actually get past our boss here, so in order to get access to a lot more equipment and a lot more of the open world and stuff like that, we need to be able to get past the boss. And there was that. So let's go ahead and learn Hold at this point. Go to Mage, go pick up Hold. Don't know why I didn't just pick that up as the first one, but okay. Because I'm pretty sure that was 5 as well. But, alright, 15. There we go. So now we have Hold, and also they're getting decently close to their next threshold. So as soon as they hit 14, then they'll be able to recover an AoE's worth of MP with every guard that they do, so that'll help a ton. I'm really glad somebody randomly posted that this morning, otherwise I would have had no idea. So, alright, let's go ahead and continue on this way. Now, despite the fact that I'm not using the town itself, I wonder if it's possible to use it as a teleport. Because you get a book upon getting close to completion of this place that allows you to teleport back to the main tower whenever you'd like, and it's kind of the main way to actually leave places. So I wonder if that's allowed, because technically you're just kind of walking by it, not necessarily using it, but it's also technically also kind of using the tower as a warp point, and technically using a facility there because you're using the warp points to get to different locations. So yeah, I guess that's not allowed actually. Now, let's see, a few more fights, and yeah, once they get to the point that they maybe can start pushing through a couple of these with a single round of attacks, then we're probably on to something here. Would definitely like some kind of equipment that he can actually use, though. Alright, 17 to go for you. What does everybody else need? 100 plus? Yeah, that's not ideal. I'm thinking probably one of the better ones to actually roll for something like this would have been the Ranger, for sure. But that's specifically why I didn't want to have the option to pick my classes. Because it would have been a very obvious, like, you go for Ranger, you go for Cleric, you go for Sage. Hell, just do 4 Rangers. Just like insta-kill 10% chance on everything. You get additional healing herbs all the time, keeps you sustained. You just kind of overwhelm with sheer headshot potential and stuff like that. Outspeed everything, gain additional items. Like, it's just good stuff. So to my mind, like, the Ranger, or not the Ranger, but the Hunter is kind of the improved Thief, because it's like, instead of stealing the items, you just get higher drop chance. And on top of that, again, the 10% chance to just insta-kill something is pretty massive, especially when you get 4 of them. Let's see, you get MP. What can we use him for, though? Like, I wonder if there's anything that's actually worth learning on him right now. Because, like, Dusk Strike is pretty good versus bosses, but that's not anything remotely nearby yet. Other side will probably be pretty useful. So just, this is an insta-kill move, but we'll get that later. Poison's mostly useful versus bosses. Adding Curse, like, I would say probably of all the Duskguard abilities, like, I think Add Curse, the Element Resistance, and Dusk Strike were about all that I really used on the class. It's really their passive healing that helps a bunch. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and probably go ahead and use this to get a little bit more recovery. Alright, you go ahead and use your well, do we use several recovers or do we use a Fairy Light? Okay, several recoveries it is. Now, is there anything over here? There's an item and a door, so 2 more healing herbs. Probably could have used that a second ago, but alright. What do we got here? Green pendant. Let's see, what does this pendant do? 100% poison resistance. I feel like this probably has to go on our monk, because he's got the highest health, so he's going to have the best need for resistance. And as it mentioned on the bottom, they actually did solve a problem that happens with a lot of ailment-resistant items in a lot of games like this, in that it also gives you 15% resistance to all other type of ailments, on top of that 100% resistance to one of them, instead of just the typical problem of this is too oddly specific to ever matter. So the 15% on its own is good enough, but yeah, every one of them comes with an immunity as well, so that is pretty nifty. Alright. Let's keep moving on. And if you're wondering if there's a way to skip encounters, there is not. Okay. I think at this point it's probably time to start rushing the boss, because we're just about there. I think there's maybe a couple of items that are still around on this map, or in this zone rather. But getting access to the wider world would help quite a bit. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Get down this ladder. Gotta go down one more. I think this one's gold, so nope. Don't need that. We don't need that one over there. Is there anything we can actually use money for? I guess maybe if there's any skills that scale off of gold, but I don't think there are any. I am not sure. But if we could get some kind of weapon for somebody, that would be great. Yeah, currently we're a bit lacking in that department. For that matter, I don't even know if there's... I'm trying to think when the last time I saw a fist weapon even was. Like, dropped from an enemy, I mean. Like, second playthrough was really good because there were a lot of weapons that would, let's say, drop for... Oh, that's usable, I think. It's okay. I'm not upset. There were a lot of weapons or just pieces of equipment in general that could be gotten from the thief. Specifically the zombies tended to drop a lot of iron equipment, which helped out quite a bit. All right, let's snowstorm these guys because these guys look like a lot of experience, and it might just be enough to push somebody over the edge here. All right, come on, finish something off here. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Because we basically got no recovery left. So the plan here is to kind of YOLO to the boss, I suppose. That's a little bit more health than I was expecting on that guy, and he's dead. So the hope is that they'll be able to hold the two bosses and then just sort of punch them to death. We'll see how that works out. Here you go. Just punch this sad wizard to death, please. I can never quite tell where his face is. Alright. There we go. They got stuff. You go ahead and use nothing because you can't. There you go. You go ahead and learn some recovery here. Pop, pop. There we go. Okay, so we are completely tapped out. And it's time to head to the next zone. Okay, and maybe just... Oh, cool. They're surprised. Fantastic. Maybe we're dead right here. We'll see. Thankfully, you don't see too many crits from the enemy side. I'm not actually sure they can crit now that I think about it. Anyway, let's go ahead and go this way. There's a door that we can open, but for the time being, I don't think we need to. We just need this ladder. Yeah, run like the dang wind, and here's the boss. Okay. Despite the fact that it's a pigman, it's not actually. So let's see. Got one healing herb. I feel like it has to go towards you. Alright, no point in saving, because this thing's just dead if we don't make it here. So, is 4 holds going to be enough to get it done? No clue. Let's find out. Alright, so first off, you hold this one. You can't do jack, so just punch this guy. So they get the counter. Cool. Alright, so anyways, we're dead, so that's going to be attempt 1. This went well. Okay, so that was the first attempt. So lessons were learned. For one thing, have classes that can actually use equipment, and for another, maybe rush the boss a little bit sooner when everyone's still alive, and don't try to take as many random encounters. Okay, lesson learned. Let's move on to the next attempt.